Hello, Chris Gustafson here. It is January 10th, I think, and doing a little small game hunting today. We had a thaw come through, and it's a pretty nice and quiet day. And as you can see, I got a nice little scope ding on my forehead. Doesn't look too deep, so I think I'll be okay, but anyhow, I got one gray squirrel so far, so just kicking some brush piles, and testing out some gear, and gonna hang out with you guys, so enjoy the video. Well, hello folks. Made it to one of the box blinds here on the property, and just gonna hang out. I wanted to do some testing. I made a wool boreal shirt, as you can see I'm wearing, and I just wanted to test it out. It's about 35 or 36 degrees, somewhere around there today. So basically just have a sweatshirt on underneath it, and I'm gonna test it out and see how it does, and if it's warm enough, and whatever. And I'm doing some small game hunting. So far I saw a lot of birds. We had the weather broke here. We had about 7 or 8 inches of snow on the ground yesterday, and then a heat wave came through, about 42 degrees with some rain, and ended up melting everything. So the ground's kind of crunchy and not having much luck walking around, so I'm gonna do a little bit of sitting and see if anything comes out. I also built a Canteen carrier for an Elgin bottle, and I'm just carrying that around today with my lunch, and I just want to see how that works, because it's a little bit different here. I'll show you in a second. Flip the camera around, but it's got a pretty nice little system I got. I believe it's going to work out pretty good. I have a sling pack, but sometimes I don't need all that, so this is just for just kind of hiking and stuff, a one day 4 or 5 hour outing type pack, sling, whatever. And I am using my Remington 870 Express 20 gauge. I got a scope with some see-through sights. It works pretty good for squirrel hunting, especially around here, with houses close by and stuff. You don't want to be flinging 22 ammo up in the sky. So I got myself pretty good with the scope this morning with the first shot, when I got my first gray squirrel. And so I bled pretty good, and I did a little bit of looking with my camera, and it's not super deep, so I don't think I'm going to need any stitches. I just put some Vaseline on it and put a little butterfly band-aid over it, and pulled my headband down over top of it to kind of hold it together, and I'll assess it later when I get home, I guess. But it wasn't too bad. I've only done that one other time with my 12 gauge, and yeah, it's a amateur mistake, but I guess it happens, so it is what it is. But I'll show you my my little bottle carrier here while I'm sitting here, and I'm gonna have some lunch and just enjoy nature. And all right, stick with me. All right, so here's my carrier. I got two Molly Mag pouches in there. The front one here just got a little fat wood with some jute twine, little ferro rod in there. And then on the side here, I got another mag pouch that I modified. I can keep a little Altoids tin inside of that. And then obviously the front pocket. And then I purchased this. It's pretty nice. You can keep your cell phone. It's got a nice big pocket in the back. It's all rubberized, so it's waterproof on the inside of this big pouch. And then I got a little pocket knife in here, a mini pry bar, and then I added this. It's a tactical tailor. I believe it's 12-inch by 10-inch by 1.5-inch pouch on the back. And I figured that'd be nice if I ever want to put like a small tarp in there, or tinder, or whatever you want. So I'm just kind of testing it out, see how it rides, make sure it's not uncomfortable when I'm walking. And that's about all I'm doing today. Just gonna hang out in the woods and have lunch for a little bit, see if I can catch a couple more squirrels or a rabbit or something around that nature, and just kind of hang out and enjoy. It didn't come with a sling, so I had an old camera sling, and I made some molly webbing for the shoulder pad and put that on there. It's nice and comfortable. So what's nice about this is this all comes apart, so if I just wanted to take this pouch, I could definitely put that on my belt, or just the bottle carrier, or anything like that. So it's a little bit different, but it works great so far. Hardly even know I was carrying it, so it's a pretty nice little deal. And finally found some coyote tan that actually matches. It's hard to find the same color of coyote. If you guys have ever built anything modular like this, you know, sometimes it's difficult to find the exact color. So far, I think I got it pretty good. This is still a little bit lighter than these front two, and the side one, and the back one, but I just believe that it's because this is a little bit older, maybe a little more wear. So, but pretty much matches up pretty nice. And I'm not seeing anything, so I'll just show you what I got here. This is a little fat wood deal that I made, and I had a old pry bar knife, you know, and just scrape off some fat wood, put a little pile of jute twine in there, and strike that with your ferro. Pretty nice little deal. And I got a little knife here I can use, or whatever. So it's pretty cool. It's always fun to make stuff. And, you know, I just cut a little gouge in there, and it's in there. I don't know. I think I got it in there good enough for what I want to do with it, but it'll works perfect for what I do. I've used it a few times. I think on my last camping trip I ended up using it. So alright, so anyhow, there's my bag, and if I see anything, I'll be sure to let you know. I'm also testing out, I've never owned a shemagh before, and Brad Johnson sent me one for my Secret Santa, so I'm using that today as a scarf, and I absolutely pretty much like that. It's pretty nice. So stick with me, and we'll see what we see. Alright folks, well, what I got today, it's a gray squirrel. Pretty nice one, nice and healthy. And yeah, so it was a fun time. I got to go out in the woods for a couple hours, and I'm gonna pack up now. Got some housework to do, so anyhow, thanks for coming along. So I'm back home here, got the squirrel all gutted out and skinned. It was very, very fatty. And I put a pretty decent sized hole in the pelt. So I put the pelt outside. Hopefully that'll cool off and I can get some of that fat off of there. But I did cut the tail off. Tail's nice. Pulled the bone out. I did shove a piece of doweling down in there to kind of hold its shape so when it dries it's not all flat and whatever. But it wasn't the greatest of hunts. I saw one rabbit, two black squirrels, a fox squirrel, and then this gray squirrel. So that's what I saw today. But I just didn't have any other shots. The ground was too crunchy, and I did sit for a while, but I didn't see much while I was sitting. So anyhow, appreciate you guys watching my video, and my forehead is doing okay. Amateur shooting accident. But anyhow, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Have a good night.